Hello, and welcome back to Bounce Hunter. Today, I'm going to be finishing my hunt, or working on my hunt of the 3 badges of Power Plus, Defense Plus, and HP Drain P. But before that, I went ahead and lost to the Shadow Queen once, so I have access to the escape pipe, so I can reset the encounters while doing this. Assuming, I don't have to just save and reload every time. Because you know how my luck is. To make this interesting, I'm going to be going from the back to the front instead of front to the back. Because I might as well, Get to walk past Bounce every time. But also I'll be attempting to get an additional item hog from the dry bones. Of course it's not required, but you know me. I will attempt to get it even if it's not. Along with fire. No, I'm not getting another fire drive. I think these are just flames, so I don't really care. But anyways, I need to fight the Dark Wizards for Power Plus. The Chain Chomps for Defense Plus. And the Swoopulas for the HP drain. So maybe now I'm just realizing that maybe it was not a good idea to go back to front. You have to walk quite a far way to get over here. But while I'm doing this and this is going on, I have been thinking about the pit and the everything else in between, So currently I'm not too sure if I want to do this bad hunt and then go and fight the Shadow Queen, or if I should do this badge hunt and then go to the pit, do the hunt, my final hunt there, and then fight the Shadow Queen. Because, it would be a lot more fun and interesting if I had access to all of my hunt badges before beating the final boss. It would be a lot of fun, I think. Just show up with immense strength of however many badges and runs to the pit I've done. Just to simply defeat the Shadow Queen. But that's something for me to decide over time. Especially when I just remembered that I may want to put the timer on. Or it is not found. Okay. There we go. the good old surprise time I found. Needed to be a different color because sometimes it would be red, you know? Kind of hard to see red text on a red background. Still a little kind of hard to see, but oh well, this is what I'm getting. But anyways, it's like, yeah, I really don't quite have an idea what I might be doing in the pit. Well, I do have an idea what I'm going to be doing in the pit, but still, it's how I'm going to be doing the pit, or when. There's a single side quest related to the pit in when you beat the Shadow Queen. I think I could do it kind of just right away, but I don't know. I have no idea. But even then, it's like, you know, wait, I think I can't even do that side quest. It gives an item. And even though I can just use the item and say I got away with it, I don't want that. The other two side quests just skipping coins. So I could do those. Oh, I can attempt to do those. I think one of them I can do very easily. And the other one, I have no idea. Thank goodness. You know, I'm really happy how fast these fights are. Chain chops are really easy. The wizards could be annoying, but it's not that bad. The swapulets are going to be the most annoying. And the optional dry bones are kind of easy. The flames also easy. But yeah, it's really just going to be going back from the start, going back to start, resetting, and keep on going until I get these patches. Thankfully for a lot of these, it's like, if it had a puzzle, I get to walk by it without any issue. Until, you know, something like this happened where you have no idea how to continue. Get rid of that one. He tried to use the item there. For a single moment, the item disappeared. So much of a hassle trying to figure out. He tried to do it again. This is one of the sad things I wish I had was ice power. So I could just use jump on the flame. I'll take that. Because, you know, I'm going to be kind of limited to FP. Through this whole hunt doing this, so I can't just explode every time I wish. Well, I would be able to if I decide to. No. These are the one that I'm not going to be fighting. I don't need money. I should outrun their builds so they can't hit me. This fight is also not needed. Maybe this is the one time I'm actually going to bring out the I can use 0 BP badges. I don't have it right now, but maybe I'll go get First Strike. Because that would get the flames out of the way. I'm not sure about the cannons right now. Yeah, but it'd be helpful to get the cannons out of the way. Okay, fine. You're in the way. Get out of here. Well, given that they're not given any XP, first strike would work. No, they did. Never mind. Maybe it will work. I don't know. I don't remember if it's a when they stop giving you XP or what. Thankfully, the most important thing is that they're kind of generous with how many HP and FP restores they have in this area. And the saves as well, but right. The spikes. I wish this was the one room they got rid of the trap when you're walking back through it. Could have just made it so that I could just walk straight through, no spikes necessary. I need to take it slow because I don't know what the spikes are. Thankfully, it's only one swoopler. Or the game could be really nice and just give me the HP drain so I can only do the back half. Even though the puzzle tower doesn't reset the monsters, even though I wish it did. I might as well, you know. I need to remember, this is when the funny stage effects can happen. You know, the surprise meteor or the Bowser statue. But knowing my luck, those going to happen during the pit. So. One star point. That's good to see. I thought money just dropped there and I was going to be not happy. Just like this HP plus that's going to drop. Man, sitting here, it's like, I'm making record time. Imagine if this was how it was when you're walking through it at first. It's just an onslaught of enemies, but it gives you... It's like no puzzles, just a bunch of enemies. You get to the end of it in about 20 minutes if you fight pretty much everything. I mean, clearly they want to do that, but still, but... Also, I've just kind of accepted that I'm not going to be taking off item hog anymore. I know that I need to wait 2-3 hours before I can put on another. I thought for some odd reason I had multi-bounce right then and there. A sleepy stuff. But it's like at this point, and knowing how it would be, I would I'd never see a badge until way too late. Even though sometimes I don't see a badge until way too late. But I'm fine with that. And well, in this case, because for the majority of the badges in this chapter, I don't have. It's like, though, it's like I really don't need to fight the dry bones. I have their badges. The golden bullet bills and the golden cannons I don't need to fight because I already have money. The Phantom members I don't need to fight because they only drop fire drive. But the other three have all their badges are pretty much ones I want. The HP drains, the multi-bounce from the Swapulas, the defense pluses from the Chops, and the power pluses from the Dark Wizards. So it's like if any of their stuff drop, I'd be happy to see. mostly happy to see. Because, you know, once again, I don't recall if I said this previously, but when I start eventually doing the pit, I want to have optional badges I need to hunt every of the each set of the floors. Because with how many badges I've had at this point, have gone and whatnot, for the most part, I could just skip the first 50 floors after the first run through. Maybe. I think. Because all the badges I really have left are beyond the 50 floors. But of course, with how I am playing these things. Oh, and now I'm back at the center. Awesome. It only took me 17 minutes. I decided from the extra 2 minutes that I had the time to go get first attack. But as I was saying, some of the badges, it's like, I really only had the later half, like I was saying. But to really get myself addicted to doing all 100 floors, all 90 enemy floors, I should actually say, I'm going to have optional hunts. Make sure optional hunts every set of floors. Because, you know, I might as well. And make sure. I didn't know that was back there. Oh, thank goodness. Let's just toss that and... So, I don't need to fight these flames. Unless, you know, they have dark wizards and I'm just being really dumb right now. But... I'm not going to check. So... what I would do at the end of this hunt, I will probably roll, use the wheel one final time. Sadly. To get what the optional hunts are in the pit. But while I also did that, I've said it at some points where I've said it at some points where if I've already got the badge, I will be able to hunt for it freely outside of the pit. But if I haven't already got the badge, then I can't. I can only get it from the pit from then on. So I might, just over time when I feel, either over time or if I think it would be funny, hunt some extra badges from outside the pit. Like, I don't know what. The first thing I had the idea of hunting for another's charge. It's like I already have both kinds, so I would allow myself to I would allow myself to hunt for that. Try again. Or to just hunt the enemies, even though I really do not want to. Don't you do it again. No. Just get hit again, you know? Don't learn from my mistakes. Get hit again. But if I decide to do that, I'm going to limit the amount of badges I will be able to hunt doing that. I already somewhat have a limit of that. Yeah, it's like, other than that's inconvenient. Other than I don't know. Sorry, seeing that live stream just kind of made my brain die. But other than the badges that I already have several multiples of, like, you know, my 50 million close calls and last stands, I would limit myself to having, come on, you know? At least 3 copies. I really can't do anything to someone who's invisible. So if I have 3 copies of a badge, I'm not allowed to go beyond that. I could. For some badges, I will have an exception for that, obviously. Like, my last stands, close calls, those are fine. All the badges I've punted at this point, if they're above the 3 limit, I'm fine with that. But anything beyond that, I don't need that. I probably won't continue hunting for those. Unless, you know, I feel the need to have just the extra 0.01% of an enemy missing me. Or taking a further reduced damage with more last stands. Or, you know, actually think about getting more HP pluses, FP pluses, because, you know, those are somewhat nice to have. With first attack on, I can't be so sure if I should hit them or not. You know what a quality of life of this could have been? And for you to be able to quickly equip and unequip that badge. Only that badge of bump attack. It would have been very convenient. But I had to be at least happy for one thing. And I know I've said this previously, that it's like, other than HP drain, I would be able to see defense plus and power plus be held. Obviously, as I've stated so many times before, I can't steal the one that I need to hunt for. But if I see the other one, I might steal one or two. Even though, you know, I'm not gonna equip it. It's like, what? 5, 6 BP for a straight up damage boost. It's not bad, but not good in the terms of cost effective. You know, the one thing I could do if I want to make this just hunt go a little bit faster is to rank up the partners that need to be ranked up. But, you know, why would I do that? Why would I do something that smart? When I could just kind of continue going back and forth through this. Since you know Mari's doing all the work anyways. Except for when Bob Ray shows up. Yeah, I'm really sad that the puzzle tower doesn't reset encounters. Because if it did, like, this middle point would be a very good stop and end, or a stop point or a continue point, depending on which of the badges I'm hunting for. Some tells me this hunt is going to be long and annoying. Especially when, you know, I'm not hunting at specific enemies like I was doing in chapter 7. When I would leave that kid in there. It's like, remember in chapter 7 I had essentially what it devolved into was really just finding the X-Naught PhDs. But now it's every enemy except for these select few. Obviously, what I wish for is that they had a room at the end of the level where you could just fight the enemies that you want to fight. Why would they do that, you know? Have 2 sets of each. This room is going to get me every time I'm in here. 2 sets of each enemy. I guess I don't fight the first try these. Even it shouldn't matter because there's only one of them in each of the fights. But it's like 2 sets of only the enemy you're fighting. If only the enemy you wish to fight. So you don't have to walk through these rooms every time. Maybe make it so they don't give EXP. They can hold their items and badges and drop the badges and items. What is it? But you know, that would kind of get rid of the idea of the pit, you know? Well, not really. The pit is a challenge. And people like challenges. I'm one of those people that like challenges. For the most part. You won't really see me do pre-hooktail pit. I mean, it'd be interesting to try it once, but I'm definitely not someone who's gonna be like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do today is pre-hooktail pit. Because even though, you know, super cards are easier in the Switch version, doesn't mean I'm good at it still. I'm sitting here just like, man, I really love the crowd mechanics in this. In case you don't know, when you're fighting lower leveled enemies, now that's just inconvenient for you to do, Drabuns. The crowd will lessen to a point. Obviously, they will come back when you're like doing the fight, or it'll leave when you take way too long in a fight. But just nice that they thought about it where the crowds don't want to watch you fight a weak, compared to you, a weak enemy. Even though, you know, I get rid of the crowd when they throw items at me. I'm like, nah, I don't want that. A single coin, I don't want that. An item that would be useful on this specific moment of time, no thank you. on the topic of crab, I somewhat understand why they're still here, but when you complete when you quote unquote destroy the moon base, X-Nauts no longer appear anywhere. So clearly they should have made it so that when you have gone through and destroyed the moon base, X-Nauts would stop showing up in your crowds. Because, really don't see them ever again. The importance of the story have kind of disappeared. Especially now when their leader has, and it's going to be sitting in the final chamber for Mario. I should stop doing this. I should just reset, but I would start resetting after this one, I guess. But now their leader is going to be waiting in the chamber of the Shadow Queen until I eventually get over there. However long that will take. So ready for me to just know this place like the back of my hand, honestly, at this point. Will I be able to do this in the state of half asleep? Unless it doesn't get to that, and I could eventually just start getting my badges, To the point where the game's not a little too greedy and not holding any or giving any. It'd be kind of a smart idea to make sure I have it equipped still. I'm pretty sure I do. I don't think I took them off for any reason. Well, it could have for any of the boss fights I was doing. But that would have been, very inconvenient. But it would make sense. It would make sense if I had unequipped them, But I don't think I have, because I've still been getting the random mushroom drops, tasty tonic, whatnot. Inconvenient. I wonder if the crowds in this game have like some sort of stale factor. You fight enemies in the same area so many times where they kind of just get bored, you know? I doubt that was thought of. But it would kind of make sense. I'm just going to throw a wild guess. That one, yep. Because my crowd limit is 200 since I'm max rank. Obviously, they won't all just be running straight back when it's a fight I actually get the XP from. But it makes me wonder if that really is the case. The crowd is just like you and I, you know? Do the same thing way too many times, it gets stale. Man, that's weird to think about, you know? I'm pretty sure if I went into that rim, I could fight like maybe one more wizard or chain chomp. Oh well. No. Get hit by one and don't get hit by the other. Now time to make this one the last level I'm going to be seeing for quite a while. 90 BP. 3 more levels and BP will be back, sadly. Apparently. Apparently, the Swooplers can drop hammer throw. You know, I was like, oh, they just drop both HP drains. Nothing I need to worry about it. Completely forgetting that it can drop hammer throw. Now that's a badge I don't want to see. You always have to start with those first, you know? You have to start with the badges you don't want to see. I've already done that with the dry bones, so that means eventually I should be seeing item hog. Or maybe another HP plus, because that's how this works. But now I've seen hammer throw, so now I should just see HP plus. HP drain soon. Soonish. Please game. It's only been an hour. You could be nice to me for once, please. Or it could be the meanest thing in the world and give me another hammer throw. Or a dry trim. Could also be nice by giving me multi-bounce. But you know, that would kind of ruin my plans of getting it in the pit because that would be like way funnier. You know, imagine having to get a badge that you have access to since the start of the game at the very end in the fire flower. I would love to take that actually. And now I can't reset because I got hammer throw. One of the terrible things of getting a badge, I had to do that every time. But now since I'm level 31, I think I could recently just first strike every enemy, even though I don't want to yet. See, the game could have just been nice, could have just been, here's your HP drain. Now you don't have to come back to the first half of the area. But why would they do that, you know? Why would I have a nice 1 hour hunt for a badge? Because, you know, I remember, right now I'm in that I want it done quickly. In about 4 or 5 hours from now, I'm going to be like, I want it long. I want long hunt. You know, one thing's for sure, they could have just added a few more enemies in these screens, you know. Or maybe, just maybe, did not include the Phantom members at all. I mean, I know they need enemy diversity and whatnot, but still. Could allow us to actually fight one of the bandit types, so you get refund. A badge that I can truly care less about, but still have to hunt for it. Like, I understand the reason behind refund. Is just in case you're hurting for money. Or if you're doing like something like a item only playthrough for whatever reason. I could see you get some use out of having refund, but just stack them randomly. He's in one of these. But you know, just kind of playing through this game, you really never truly hurt for money. Well, unless you're like buying the tokens from the pallet shop, because you don't want to play the mini games with the slots. Even though, you know, the mini games aren't that bad. I really like the paper mode. It's a fun little race. Same with boat mode. Boat mode is also kind of fun. Tube is also pretty good. Okay, fine. I need to share that. All of them are pretty good, except for plane, because I never really liked plane. Even though I'm pretty sure plane is the one that you get like probably the most from. Maybe I would do some eventually, but just kind of not get any of the rewards for it. Maybe that's something I can do when I'm just doing post-game stuff. I don't know. Well, I do know actually. Now since the idea is now, I'll take that. I'm also going to take the firefly that I didn't take. Guaranteed damage is always so good, dude. But yeah, now since the idea is in existence, it would probably be done. Not beating the records though. Well, I I could probably beat the record. I definitely could beat the record for paper mode. Or beat the in-game record for paper mode. Maybe the same for tube. And probably boat. Oh, come on. I waited so long. But that's just going to be a... We'll see. I'll see. I don't know if I'm going to be wanting to touch this game for the next 2-ish years after this. Based on how this and the pit is going to treat me. Really, what's going to happen is that I'm going to be like, oh, you know, Bad Hunter wasn't that bad. Let me just do it again under either worse conditions. Where I had to hunt each badge from... I would essentially have to get every badge drop from every enemy. Of course that's a nightmare. But, you know, I did think about that when I was starting this, you know. Honestly, if I were to do that, I would not lock myself from doing what, per chapter basis. It would just be a list of, hey, I need to get this badge from this enemy eventually. Or maybe I would just lock myself in that chapter until I got it. That would be a nightmare, by the way. Surely it would be possible, but the start, especially the start, would be a nightmare. I'm going to keep forgetting this mic, but it's like the only chapter you wouldn't have to worry about immediately would be chapter 3. But that would still be a nightmare for that one. Chapter 1 used to at least get item hog. Or have access to it. Where's the next one? It's like, thinking in that context is like how it essentially boiled down to is how many enemies you're fighting is going to have badges if you were to do that. It would take a lot of time. It's depending on how lucky you are. Or take a short amount of time because you're very lucky and have better luck than I do. It'd be a fun thing to try out, I think. Maybe I would do it on this file. You know? Because I roughly have an idea of what badges I've gotten from Epic Anime. So I could finish it off with this file, but I clearly don't want to. Maybe if I'm desperate enough, I will come back and do that. But that would definitely be a incredibly long hunt. Unless you know you would allow yourself to use like several item hogs at that point. I think the game is telling me something here. It's like, here, why don't you just have another hammer throw after, you know, you got an HP plus earlier? I'm not going to. The game can give me as many hammer throws as once. I'm not going to equip them. I already have one. I don't need 2, 3, 5. Imagine if that I just needed hammer throw instead of H3 JP. Wouldn't need to even touch the Swopulas anymore. But of course, you know, I'm going to get the one badge that I rolled the one badge I'm never going to see. And also, while it has only been 3 hours, the normal time when I would be equipping my second item hog, I've seen 2 power pluses. But, you know, of course, I can't steal. Well, I could steal, but that's only when it really, really bothers me that they're not dropping. Yeah, it's like seeing both of them, and then it's like, or scene 2. And of course, you know, both times it was just a item hog drop. One that was a dry trim, really rubbing the salt in my wounds, yeah. And I think the other one was like a mushroom or something. And even though just like a little earlier I was like, oh, if I get a power plus, I won't be using it if I get one for partner, because I'm not really caring about putting partner in danger right now. I would equip it. Oh hey, and look at that. I think I can steal that actually. I think he's grounded. Yeah. See, I just willed it inexistent, you know? Then he's just going to do this, where I'm just going to fire drop him. You know, it's just my specialty. I'm just like, I want this badge, and it shows up. Until, you know, it doesn't, but it's still. I was a little bit hoping for the double badge drop. In case you don't know. No, even though I said couldn't do that now. But in case you don't know, if you steal a badge, the enemy that you steal the badge from still has the potential of dropping badges. So there was a potential that I would have gotten a second. It's like, it'd be amazing for that to happen. But I'm not betting on it. I hate it when these things show for the live stream. The proper way would just be stealing it, but I'm not in dire need of it. Yeah, I've just missed the times because the only thing I'm gonna die in need of is the badges that I need to hunt, you know? And FP sometimes. You would think having 4 flower finders mean that I don't need to worry about any FP ever. But that's not the case. You want to know something though? I haven't seen a defense plus with like being held. You'd think I've seen one by now, but I haven't. I've seen, like I said, I was seeing power plus. I didn't want that. But it's like I've seen Power Plus. I just took Power Plus P. I've been unlucky with the hammer throws. But the rarest thing of all is that I've seen 2 meteors. I love when the meteors happen. It's just like, oh, I just want to move everything away. Well, big rock. I guess this was just a convenient excuse just to level up again and get more BP, right? Game just doesn't want me to reset, that's all. It's like, oh, resetting is faster, especially when you don't particularly want to have levels. Let's just give you a very inconvenient badge at the end of your hunt. Of this hunt attempt. Or like somewhere in the middle of the hunt attempt. More BP. 2 more, then I could just dump everything to FP. Oh hey, defense plus. I don't think that's partner. It's like sadly it's covering the one spot where I would be able to see if it's partner or not. Oh well. I'm not getting it anyway, so why should it matter? See, I'm not getting it anyways. Let's go. Now this was actually worth it. You know, power plus P. That's whatever. Get in one of my required badges. It's amazing. Now, if we want to make this even better, item hawk. Only reason why I'm doing these counters with dry runs. Even though I know the game would love to give me another HP plus. I have to be thankful about this area. It's like all the other areas, they're dungeons. The music is only like 1 track-ish. This place has multiple. Makes it just a little bit more enjoyable when you have to be here for however long I'm going to have to be here for. I was going to be like, for being here for like 5 hours, and then I look over and it's only been here for 3.5, even though it feels like it's been longer. I mean, if you think about it, it's like a rough estimate of 20 minutes per run through, or 3 run throughs per hour. So I would definitely be around 10-ish, maybe 11 at this point. And you know, getting defense plus within 3 hours, pretty good for time frame. Just need to hope that the other two is just as fast. But you know, for me to have that look, I just need a few more hammer throws. Just a few more, just like maybe 3 more hammer throws, and I will be able to be done with this hunt. I thought that was AP plus. I want to put it past the game to give me another one. It thinks I need it, you know? I've been 5 HP for like the longest time. So the game decided that, hey, we want you to have more HP. Here's another HP plus. It's on that. I know everything has a distinct, like, drop sound. But I was sitting here, it's like, what the coin drop sound was. I was like, was that a badge? But no, badge is like clink clink. Everything else doesn't sound like a badge drop. So in case you don't know that, it's like this game has unique sound drops for anything that drops from the enemies. Don't know why you want to know that at this point, but in case you're not paying attention. The game didn't give me another hammer throw, big sad. But then again, I had to remember I already got one in this hour. Getting a badge an hour, not bad. Really. Even though the ones that show but general ones, it's like, yeah, I don't need that. Get away from me. Now I just need power plus, then I could just ignore the second half of the area. That would be amazing. Especially if the game is nice enough for that to happen. Where I would only have to worry about the first half of clone the formulas. So good. You know, I would be done with the second half if, you know, I just stole the power pluses, but no. This also means I don't need to fight the Ch8, but you know me. They have the partner version of the badge still. I need it. After 10 whole hours, finally got something worthwhile. That wasn't another hammer throw or whatever else. I'll take it though. Immensely helpful for getting my stuff. So I decided to go back to or just start hunting from the front, the first half of the area. Because I kind of want to get HP drain out of the way. But getting a Minor Hog. It was about time. The last badge I got was like 5 hours ago, and that was Hammer Throw. Of course. But just gives me the slightly more luck for badge drops now, which I so desperately want. Us. It's only a matter of time now. Only a matter of time until I get my HP drain or another hammer throw, because I'm missing like 5 of them at this point. 5 or 6 of them, because it seemed like I was getting one every hour. We just have to remember not to reset. But now I really don't need to fight the dry bones anymore. It's like, remember how I was wanting to get an optional item hog? Really, it was just for the just slightly more luck, but it's also because I just think having 3 is a good number. It's like 37.5% now for a drop, or maybe like A little bit closer to 40. I don't remember. But anyways, that was a good sight to see for sore eyes, you know. Just a little bit. If it took just any longer to see something, I would have been kind of scared, you know. But I'm happy it took so long because this is still just kind of just turn brain off until you get it type of stuff. Well, about 2 hours later, get another good badge. Now I'm just missing HP drain P. Well, either way, this one is going to be immensely helpful. Will allow me to get through this much quicker. Jeez, I have way too many badges. I've just been fighting these 3 enemies for the past, I think, hour. Imagine using imagine getting probably one of the most earliest badges at the end of the game. That's me right now. Now I just need HP drain. And nothing else. Don't give me more hammer throws. Don't give me another multibounce. Of course, you know what the game is going to do actually is give me yet another one of these 2 badges. Maybe just a few more actually, because that's how this game is. You know, I was really hoping for when I got that 3rd item hog, I would just be getting badges like way a lot faster. But you know, luck doesn't build isn't the best for me. And imagine the time where I could just get through this really quickly, you know? Took me, what, a minute and a half? Just get rid of all of them? Can't be me. Can't be me imagining that I can just breeze through enemies right now. I just have to make sure I did save, because Yes, alright. Happy getting multi-bounce, but I'm also sad getting it here. Maybe it'll be an optional hunt in the pit when I start to do it. No. Maybe. I'm not holding my breath for that though, because... Or maybe it would just show up out the blue and be like, yay, you wanted me, right? Even though I probably wouldn't have it equipped. Kind of like all the hammer throwers I have at this point. One is enough. I really am just here. It's like, man, you know, this has been very helpful for all of my other hunts. And you know, I was kind of hoping for it quite a lot. Well. Now I only have one jump badge left. Excluding Jumpman. I just have Tornado Jump left. The one that I was hoping that I would have gotten earlier. But oh well. And just like that, you know, I get HP Drain P. Let's go. I'm now done hunting from the bats. I'm done with the first half of this area. Now I just need the second half. Which now would go much faster because I have Multibounce and I have HP JNP, which I'm not going to use. Keep on saving for good measure, you know? I really just have to hope that the Power Plus hunt goes well for the most part. It's like I know what enemies I need to fight. I need to fight this flame, the next flame, or not. I want the other flames on this map, and like 4 more instances of the wizards. Although that means I could just walk past. That's all I need to think about. I am almost done with hunting in the Palace of Shadow. And you know, if it happens somewhat quickly, taking roughly 12, 13, or maybe even 14 hours, not that bad. Even though I wish I didn't get so many hammer throws, you know. But it's like I got rid of all the spoopula drops. I've gone defense plus power plus P. I'm really only missing defense plus P if I really want to hunt for that, and just regular power plus at this point. As long as, you know, I don't have the inspiration of maybe attempting to hunt everything. Like what I did on Moonbase. You know, I've yet to get a fire drive, thank goodness. And I haven't seen money, thank goodness. Those two I just don't want to see, period. Like, just the room with 2 of them, and then I would just reset from there. Just patent multi-bounce and not defeat them. Well, that is the last one. I might as well just go up here and fight the 2 other chain chomps. I might as well try to go for defense plus P. You know? Make it one less thing I need to hunt in the later floors of the pit. Well, if it drops, that is. You know, of course it does. Only some things drop on command. I'm sitting here thinking about it. It's like, I can't believe, but I actually can believe that my time on this file is beyond the other 2. I wanted to say can't believe it because how long some of these hunts are. But can't believe it because, you know, I have what, 48, nearly 49 hours saved on this file. with definitely a lot longer non-saved on this file as well. But it can only get worse from here because I still have the remaining stuff from the pit. And at least every pit run is probably like 2 hours? Maybe an hour and a half depending on how fast you are. Maybe even just an hour depending on all the little other factors and whatnot. Probably even less than that when you beat the hit the first time around, where you can just get the mover straight to 50. Or maybe it's longer. It's been a while since I've done the pit. The last time was when I was just doing some fun runs on my main file. I guess I shouldn't keep saying main file, my 100% file. This is roughly this is, I'm pretty sure, my main file at this point. I am done. Hour plus. Woo, I got all the badges I need. I could say for defense plus P. I don't know why would I want to do that. But I could. I can at least fight another one of these guys and then think about it. What was this? Oh, 13 hours for 1, 2, 3. 13 hours for 10 badges. Even though some of them were all in the same hour. You know, let's just have defense plus P just get stolen out of nowhere, right? I guess that's somewhat right, that enemies have different steal rates. But you know, that's not going to stop me. I'm definitely going to try again. Got it. Can't beat me. I know how to steal with a single pixel left. I'll do it again, you know? Oh, he actually has an item. I don't want that. I would rather the slim chance of taking a coin. And do it again, because what else am I going to be doing this, you know? I don't. Whatever. Or whatever. So 13 hours, 10 badges. I can't believe it, but I can. I think I've decided that I will be doing the pit before I fight the Shadow Queen. Maybe. I actually have an idea for this though, so I'll do it differently instead, actually. So what I've decided is this. I was thinking about fighting the Shadow Queen with just what I have right now. But what I'm actually going to do is I'll make 2 saves. One, file 1 is just going to be just all the badges from here. And then file 2 is going to be going through the pit, getting the remaining badges that I need to get from there. Once that happens, I'm going to fight the Shadow Queen twice. Once with file 1 with only this selection of badges. Even though, you know, I doubt it's going to change that much once I go through the pit. And then again with file 2 with everything that I went through with the pit. Any sort of badge combination I decide to go through from there. And that would be it. That's all. So, thankfully this badge hunt wasn't actually that long. But the next time, when however long it will take, I'm going to be starting the pit journey of file 2. I'm expecting that to be long. It is definitely not going to be a just go through the pit every it won't be a just go through the pit 3 times to get all the badges. It's definitely going to be longer because both how my luck is and how the game has less of a chance of stuff dropping in the pit. So that's the end of today. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.